Hello and welcome to Living Well with Dupuytren. I am Bert Reichart. The question of whether Dupuytren's disease can be treated better with enzymes than with PNF has been investigated for a long time. A Danish study has now shown for the first time that one of the two methods can be superior. I'll show you what it is in this video. Stay tuned. More than 10 years ago, a so-called benefit assessment examined whether such an advantage existed for the enzyme treatment with collagenase. The reason for this review was the launch of this drug on the German market. This was due to the Act on the Reform of the Market for Medicinal Products, which, to put it simply, requires that a new drug must have an advantage compared to standard treatment if it is to be sold at a higher price. Otherwise, the statutory health insurance does not have to pay the additional costs. Just as in the current study, the enzyme treatment was compared with percutaneous needle fasciotomy, since both are indicated for the early stages of the disease. Therefore, a comparison with surgery does not make sense. Since then, there have been several studies that have specifically examined this question. They were designed according to the strict scientific standards, and the patients included have now been tracked for several years. Differences between the results of the two treatment methods were not found in these studies. It is all the more astonishing that the recently published data from Denmark are different. The study design is just as convincing as in the previous studies. For such a reason, one cannot doubt the new findings. For the first time, there is evidence that the long-discussed assumption could be correct, according to which PNF only results in a strand being severed without any further impact on the tissue, while this is of course completely different after a collagenase treatment. Here, the tissue is dissolved in the target area. The expectation was that a longer-lasting effect could be achieved compared to PNF. And that is exactly what this study from Copenhagen shows. The two groups of patients differ primarily in terms of the time it takes for the disease to reappear. As is well known, permanent healing from Dupuytren cannot be guaranteed anyway. No matter how you treat it, many people get their disease back. But then the time in which the patients remain without relapse is particularly interesting. The reliability of a comparative study is therefore higher the longer patients are followed up. In the case of the new study, follow-up time is 3 years, and I'm therefore sure that the results will be discussed with a lot of attention. Something else would have also been interesting, namely the question of how the patients themselves rated their treatment. Unfortunately, that is missing. So we can only compare the external effects of the two treatments, but we don't know what the patients themselves think about it. I know from many questions and comments on this channel that enzyme treatment is of interest to many of you. One can deduce from the large number of treatments in the US that this method is popular and successful. In Germany, however, we don't have this option at the moment. I have already talked about this several times. A second study to test a European enzyme is currently underway. I cannot reveal details about this at this point. If you are interested in participating, please write to me. That's all for today. I am Bert Reichart, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your comments. Please don't forget to subscribe.